Hey, what's up, man? What's back? Today is a good day for New York Giants. Wow, we did it. We won a football game this season. See, if you knew my predictions already, man, before y'all get into this, I already had this down as the Browns win victory. So to see them come home with a victory is expected. It's due, and it's good to see. Just all throughout the whole game, really. I think it was a great game called on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball today by the coaching staff. Shea Bone was dialing up all day on the defense, man. You have to recognize that. Don't know how you can right now. The sacks number was up 7+ sacks on the game. It looked like something that we usually have to, sit and watch for our games, but today it was reflected over on the other side. And it was good to see that all the playmakers there, Burns, Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Purley, man, Jason Pinnock, Banksy closed it out for us. Everybody on the defense side of the ball, man, played well today. Offensive side of the ball, again, a better showing, a good showing from everything from Malik Nabers to the blocking to Daniel Jones out there, especially in that first half, really dialing in on the playmaking on the field, the playmakers that we have on the field, and getting the ball to them. And again, with that, the way Dayball was dialing up today, man, it really highlighted, um, the good parts of Daniel here, but the way that it all should work today. Both sides of the ball with a showing of how the Giants should play with the talent and skill and ability and the coaching that we have here, and what the Giants supposed to be. Man, today was a better showing of that on all fronts. So we give due respect when it's due, of course. Now, as we look into the going on to the rest of the season, of course, right now at this point, it's 14 games to go. We're 1-2. We definitely wasn't trying to do that 0-17 bullshit. Nobody was down for that. So it's good to see the team pick up that first win of the season, man, and hopefully we can go into the next week's game here. It's gonna be a tight one. Thursday back showing against these rival competitions. So, there's no time to just dwell too much on the not only the play, but the victory, but to carry that stuff into this next game and not to just let it, those vibes expel. You know what I mean? Just again, great showing early in the game. Man, Daniel was doing his thing as far as getting the ball to the playmakers. It started out a little rough. We're not going to talk about all the faults in the game or the sketch stuff in the game. Like even the kickoff to start off the game, we fumbled the ball with Gray here on the kick return. We just need some special team work back there, and it's still not right. Gray is kind of shaky man there in the punt, and now the kick return fumbling here, just not great there. Cleveland got the ball back. They had a touchdown early to Cooper from John Watson. The throw was fine. I think the play catch was okay, but I don't think it was necessarily full on touchdown like that. It was kind of, but they took out to the 7-0 early lead there. But we came back, and in that first series, man, it could have went either way in one throw. It seems already because they threw one that was probably like more like the week 1 um, type of game that he had, where it's just off on a hook route, guys went down his route. Coverage is there, but the throw was off target to the side and it was completely into a DB's hands. And the only thing that really, saving grace on that was that there was a roughing the passer called on Daniel there on the and on that end we it just went on, so it just became a memory. But from there, the game itself, and from there, the play was pretty solid, much better, man. Daniel was hitting that routes. Accuracy was much better again. There was a couple deep shots that were made to like Hyatt and one of Neighbors in particular that, a little off, a little long. Maybe the route could have been ran a little better. Maybe the throw could have been placed a little bit better from where the route and coverage was for like Jalen Hyatt, just with the safety sitting over top there a little bit. Maybe the throw could have been a little more under that coverage and into the pocket and under for Hyatt to kind of slide and catch kind of situation. Other than that, it was pretty good, man. The touchdowns that we got at Malik Nabers now, who is the youngest player in NFL to have 2 touchdowns in their rookie year like that in 2 games or just 1 game. But wow, it's good to hear some good historic stats from this team because we started off with them talking about how we were the only team to lose game after scoring touchdowns, another team not kicking any or just scoring field goals and beating them in regulation was just pretty bad. Um, but other than that, man, it was good to see Malik Nabers out there balling once again. He's certified. We knew that already coming in what type of talent he was and what that should do for the offense. So while we expressed, certain opinions about the QB play, when we take about that QB play, it's because we have expectations for that QB play. All right, we have standards for that QB play, not only in the belief of the talent they are supposed to possess, but that the team and the talent around them and the coaching scheme should be getting more out of the talent on both sides of the ball, period. And today, that's what it was. Shane Bowen and Brian Diaball dialing up. Again, the defense is probably, even with the play that we got on the opposite side of the ball, and Daniel, finishing out relatively well because the second half of the offense really kind of slowed down and grinded down. But we did score 21 points in total, I believe, right? We didn't get a field goal on the last one, I think. But yeah, 21 in total, 21-15. It got kind of sketchy when they got to that 15 because they went for that 2 point. And, the play from Watson, as far as what our defense was playing against, was kind of the polar opposite of what we got from our offense in the first half, is that it was rolling, then it slowed up in the second half. In their first half, it was really grindy. In their second half, they opened up a little bit more. But that's second half adjustments. And when we talk about the performance that we saw the offense in the first half and how we kind of ride that out into the second half and how we hope to still see the points rolling up. Because just because we scored 21 in the first half, we hope to score another 14 in the second half, or whatever it might be. There's no reason to stop scoring, except for Devin Singletary here. Hold up. When he went down in the end zone, final play of the game to close it out. Big shout out to Devin Singletary. Even though he had a fumble this game, that's 2 fumbles, back-to-back games. We don't want to see that. It needs to be cleaned up. But he makes up for it at the end of the game there, and outside run, just a great call overall for the game itself from Dayball, but the offensive side of the ball and Kafka, I guess, we're included in there as well. Is better, much better, and the playmakers and the players themselves showed up and really highlighted the talents. I think they kind of put to bed a lot of the list. We've heard a little bit this season, or I'm sorry, last week here about the locker room slipping a little bit and losing a little faith in Dayball. Just in general, and Hyatt coming out with a few things. But today was a good showing that the scheming can be right and the playmakers can make plays against a relatively okay opposition with the Cleveland Browns. Their offense is grindy right now, but it's still got some playmakers. Excellent catches made by Myron Cooper today. When we talk about going against the competition, we're not the only talented team. We are going against other talented and coached up and schemed up players on the opposite side. So that's how we set our standard for being better and being that kind of thing in the NFC East. We just don't do this wanting to be the worst thing or accepting the worst things about it. The NFC as a whole, NFC East as a whole, is relatively competitive. And when we're not feeling competitive in our own visions, when you know that we're really, really messing up. So we're going to see more of that as these division games come on now. Other than that, man, I think it was really a good showing. Daniel, give him his respects. He played well, man. He played well. We talk certain ways about him when the play is not great, and that's part of the standard that we keep around here. So if you feel some type of way about it, I don't know what to do, man. This is as blue as it gets. It's not a Kool-Aid channel. I was always a Giants fan. Have always been a Giants fan. It might not have been put on my back at birth because I had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? It's like this team had to earn my fandom in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I had to sit there and earn to be a fan of this team by having faith in this team to do things, to just be better, to be one of them championship teams. That's what I saw when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's not nepotism of fandom here. What is that? That's a standard we're changing now. And that's a standard that's going to be kept up to the rest of the season as we get through this. Because there's 14 games to go. And this is a game we should have won going against them, man. So I feel great on this victory because it's something that doesn't make my predictions on the season look even worse and worse when we should be technically 2-1 at this time. In my opinion, with I predicted the season, that's just a prediction, you know what I mean? But the play itself has been more like a winning team in these last couple of weeks. So we want to, So that's what we try to keep good vibes with the team, but at the same time, we make sure that we're not just getting overhyped and, smelling our own dung here and taking it, not not taking it for granted, but taking it like it's supposed to mean more than what the entirety of the season is supposed to mean. And that goes for the coaching staff. Today was a great coach game today on both sides of the ball. That means they got to take that to the next game too. You know what I'm saying? As long with the players themselves, from Tavion on the defensive side of the ball, and Dexter Lawrence, man, just real monster, really showing again why he is, that number one top whatever defensive tackle in the NFL. When you talk about him and other defensive tackles, maybe like a Vita Vea or something, even though Dex, it's just those type of players, man. That this is why he's distinguished himself as that perennial player at the position. And today was just monster for him. Defense, man, he set it off early. That energy, and Jason Pinnock coming again, man, on his blitz. He's always been nice on the blitz, and this is when I like talking about the team here, especially on the defensive side, is when we're using our players, the talent that we know we have here, and we're putting them in position, man, to make plays, and they make those plays. So, and that's what's up. Banks, man, it was a tough cover for him today against Amari Cooper, but he was solid, man. He was there. Only one or two routes where he might got shook out his boots, but it's a talented player, top end type of talent with Amari Cooper. So we give that respect to them, as always. Even when we talk about these teams and or our opposing teams, and we can take some of their play, even though it's good and light. I don't have to feel some type of way about another team playing good against us because I expect my team to play just as good as them. I don't have an opinion about that's why this is as blue as it gets. You feel me? It is not a Kool-Aid channel. Um, Other than that, with Devin Singletary, we got these two fumbles early. Just not good, man. We got to clean that up for the run game. Um, it was good though. The play was good. It was up to standard, it was up to snuff. I'm really bad with that. The blocking itself. Talk about a little bit about the blocking. Offensive box blocking was good today again. Not worse than anything that we've seen this season so far, and not so far from that play that we previously seen to say there's many concerns about it. Continue to maintain a real standard for themselves, and that's showing up in our offensive production and just everything else, and our ability to be able to run actual plays today. Because there's only once in a while that we get to run plays. It's like this one with Malik Nabers that the announcing crew and maybe some fans didn't like seeing and thinking, what are they doing? What are they doing? So, you want to see stuff from Dayball, man. We have to utilize these skill position players and our talent. So, maybe going for a little Philly special type thingy um, on that with Daniel, but it was really just more like kind of a run to the outside for Navy during the rushing, maybe, and he just didn't. But that's the stuff we want to see, more creativity on the offense. It's good to see when the players are playing well and showing that they can handle what the coaching staff is giving them. Then we can start seeing more progressive type routes, more secondary look throws, which are waiting for out of Daniel because he played well, of course. But we understand in his play that it's still, a first target kind of read thing, and he's getting it out and getting it to him, and much better spacing so far. At least these last 2 weeks, and this week, I guess we'll say. It's probably his best play, in general, just because of the defense he was going against with Myles Garrett, putting out pressure all game. It wasn't like he wasn't faced with any pressure. So he handled a lot of that pressure fairly well. And you'd like to see that continue on. And his understanding of keeping the ball downfield and when he sees those targets to let the ball go. We heard great things from analysts everywhere about the play from Daniel, and that is most respected, of course. But it's not like Daniel has existed in this team or in the NFL and on this team for the last 5 or 6 years or so, and then everything else is erased. That is not what it's about. Because then there's no standard for the QB play or the New York Giants or Daniel Jones and in total of that. This is how we accept these good victories. We take them because these are the ones that we should be winning right here. And these are the ones where the team should really be showing up, especially against the Browns, especially with the quarterbacks in a shaky situation. That playmaker should show up and make an establishment. And today we saw that again on both sides and from the coaching staff. Big ups to the coaching staff today, which might be a little underspoken, a little appreciated in all of it, because the coaching staff caught it and schemed up a good game and actually utilized the tools in the toolbox today. Micah McFadden great blitzes. Something like him. Those are schemed up blitzes along with his talent and ability. There's also coaching going into that, because he was free and clear in the blitz. But it's things like that. And we're closing out tackles better. Kavion today, closing out some tackles. So Brian got his sacks today. Brian Burns, sacks today. Great. There's no reason to lose a game like that, man. But it got a little tight at the end. That's because the second half wasn't really moving. But it's all right. All right, man. Blue as it gets. Hope y'all feel that. Hope y'all dig this victory and we take it as a good thing. This next game, I don't believe it happens a victory, but you hope to see good play. Because today could have been a loss still, but some decent play, when you talk about it. Let's go, man. At least we're somewhat back on schedule, 1-2. Maybe the team will get to 2-2. As far as my predictions, we should be 2-1, but we're 1-2. So hopefully, we kind of even it out there still going further into the season. Peace, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.